Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of your favorite Ravens YouTube channel and podcast, Talking Ravens all day, every day, with your host, Justin P. And with my billion dollar VP co host, the lovely Miss Shannon Finch. Hats off to her. Like she said, my allergies got the best of me. So I wasn't able to, show my face on the stream, but I was tuned in on a live chat. Her and Dave tore the house down as I expected and as I knew. So y'all, like I said, that episode was already out for those who missed it. But for tonight, it's episode 132 for the YouTube version. Excuse me, tongue tied. Audio, season 2, episode 32. Like I said, right under it, the links below in the description are all the platforms as far as the audio version. And then right under that is myself, Dave, and Shannon's social media platforms. Like I said, every show got everything. Threads, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, the whole nine for promotional purposes. Shannon, Facebook, Twitter, IG, David, Facebook, IG. So, give us a follow. Some stuff, like I say every week that we're not talking about that y'all feel we should be talking about. Send us a message and we'll include it in our show. We're going to do our recap. Fourth one in a row. Hell of a game. All of us were pretty much close to the score prediction. And
hmm
Shannon, great topics for us. So I'm going to go ahead and let her do her thing.
All right. So, like you said, Justin, 4 wins in a row with 4-2 after week 6. So, give me your good, bad, and ugly for week 6.
Uh, Good. The offense once again as a whole. Lamar, Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers now, cemented himself as that clear number one receiver for us. Bateman is now starting to contribute a little bit more. Hopefully he can keep it up and don't disappear. Mark
hmm
Andrews. I told everybody before everybody start the trade Mark Andrews rumor. Relax. He was coming off a serious injury and he got into a car accident. So now everybody's getting back to his form. Likely
hmm
contributing to catches. The offensive lines look great now. Like I said, I guess they finally had to hone in, and like I said, Roger Rosengard now makes a big difference out there. Um,
hmm
what else? Rush defense for sure. Like I said, we haven't yet allowed anybody as a team to rush for 100 yards on it. That's impressive as a whole entire team. Um, offensive play caller from Todd Marco was amazing. Like I said, I guess he took my advice and drank on Friday night and not Saturday night. And it's been, yeah, Todd, man, good job. For my bad, of course, penalties, the interception, but I don't know. Like I say, whoever you want to put the blame on, some people say Lamar could have put it here, Mark Andrews could have did this, whatever. I'm not great. It was a turnover. Tyler letting the ball, lazy snap. That's what I tell everybody. Some of them fumbles are not all Lamar. Sometimes Tyler get lazy and he just gotta get it back there. Um, our pass coverage, like I said, it was a lot better, but still, we like guys get behind us. Marcus Williams is like on a hot seat from us fans, at least.
hmm
So I'm guessing Harbaugh and them guys taking notice a little bit too. If he continues to play like this, he might see the pine or be in a limited role and hey, we get one of the other guys a shot. But yeah, the
hmm
secondary is bad. Is bad, and the ugly, one too much ugly besides just penalties. That's it.
Okay, so we pretty much have the same. Again, just in different areas. I also said the offense was the good. Also think Ben Cleveland's block field goal was good. He's finding ways to contribute to the team, and those are the type of guys you like on your team because they're not, pouting and mad about opportunities they're not getting. They just step up in other ways to help you win games. The run defense, like you said, they've been great all season. I feel like we cleaned up the penalties a lot, and considering how they had been, still an issue, but I think it was about three on a day. That's a big difference in what it had been. So that's why I just said good because I'm saying they cleaning it up. So that's something we've been telling them to do anyway. Bad pass defense. It just stinks. Like it's not even too much to say at this point. We've been saying it for 6 weeks. It's not good. Whether you want to say it's a plays, a scheme, the philosophies, whatever it is, it's not good. And they haven't figured out a way to fix it yet. And the ugly for me was the interception. Like you said, I do feel like it could have went either way, but I didn't hold it against either one of them. And when you look at the totality of the whole game, they both stepped up in a big way and contributed to that win. So I'm not hanging up on it too bad, but it was a ugly way to start a game. I'll tell you that. And the bad snap. the bad snap. We can't have that. Those are the type of plays that make you lose games, lose playoff games. Um, yeah. So though that's my good, bad, and ugly. But it was a good game. It was a good game overall.
Yeah, once the last part falls ugly, like I seen Zay get the double screen because me and Trey was going to watch the game at BJ Malice. So we used to be in the car, we watching it, on the phone with us. Zay great score, get like a 30 hours.
Hmm.
Then when we walked in there, everybody was mad, upset. So what happened? I said it was an interception. I said what happened? Was it a tip or drop into a pitch or like his all like his both? Because I knew the first interception was the same way. I had Bateman
Hmm.
and and they said, yeah, similar fashion. So, okay,
All right. So let's move on to position grades. What grade do you give the coaches?
cool. Overall, I'll give him a B plus. Because defensively, like I said, some things we got to tighten up on. But Todd Monken play calling was amazing. Situational play call was good. Derrick Henry, like I said, got the ball 20 plus times. Lamar, 300 yards passing, 40 some yards rushing. Zay got involved. Bateman got involved. Aguilar made plays when we need him to. Mark Andrews came alive. Justice Hill made some good runs and good catches, and so did Isaiah Likely. Like I said, defensively, stopping the run were amazing. Like, but
Hmm.
we gotta. It's just we gotta figure out that back end. I don't know if we gotta mix and match guys, or he gotta be a little bit more aggressive, like McDonald. It was like blitzing Cal Hamilton. That's what I'm saying. We don't see none of that this year. We blitzed Cal Hamilton a lot last year. I don't give a shit if people say it's what Mike McDonald do. We trying to win. I don't. Who gives a fuck about what the media or what the outside noise is? We got to tune that out. So like blitz Cal Hamilton. I'm on Arthur Millette come back. Hopefully that help blitz him too. Like use your guys, start sending guys. So send pressure. We can't get pressure. You're not gonna get pressure with 4 and 5 all game long. Offensive lines are too
Hmm.
quarterbacks are too smart, offensive coordinators are too smart. So we gotta send more. They could block a few times, and get pressure like that because we can't just sit back and just watch teams dot us up.
Hmm.
B plus, and if special teams are good, Tucker made his field goals.
I agree. I gave him an A minus. I agree. Like Harbs didn't do anything to hurt us. Munkin called an excellent game. I couldn't. It was a great game from start to finish, offensively, honestly. And the minus for the defense. Like you said, it's still an issue on the back end. I don't know what they're going to do to fix it, but it's clearly an issue there. But I do feel like the Commanders were the number one scoring offense coming into the game, and excuse me, and the number two Russian, the number two Russian team coming into the game.
Mm-hmm.
So to be able to contain them in that game that way, the way we did, I mean, it wasn't all bad, but it's just that it's a glaring need on the back end of our defense right now, and it just makes me feel like we're just vulnerable in that position. And when you're thinking about where we're trying to go with the playoffs, like that's going to become a liability. So it's like through 6 weeks, it's good to be 4-2, but we definitely need to get that fixed.
And hopefully it's like a thing like 2012 because our defense outside of a few games that year was still having similar issues. Granted, because
Mm-hmm.
we had Suggs out sometimes, and then when he came back, Ray was out, then Ed was nursing his little injuries, so that kind
Mm-hmm.
of all came together for the postseason, and they all played a lot better. Denver Bronco game and gave up some points, but hopefully they'll get together in the background. And I told Gregory this. Shout out to my man Gregory Pernell, one of our admins. We always talking in the inbox. Say we might got be a bend, but don't break defense and score 35 points and hold teams to 21 to 24. Right, it just might got be that because we've seen it in past playoff games. We held teams to 10, 17 points and still lose. So we might gotta flip the script and just score 35 and give up 21.
And that's what I was going to say. Like, a lot of us hated the bend don't break mentality because it's not something that we like to see. But that mentality basically still keeps you out of the end zone. Like you might give up a lot of yards, and even with a defense like that, with that mentality, it still doesn't look as bad as it has looked through 6 weeks now. Like right now, it just looks like they don't know what they're doing. And I find it hard to believe these guys just forgot how to play football. You know what I mean? Some guys are playing bad football, but I don't feel like the group as a collective is a bad group. Um, so yeah, I think even if that's the mentality to get back to the bend don't break, it's not a bad thing. At least they might look a little bit more into what they're doing. Like right now, they just look confused and lost out there.
Yeah, and so to help them out, send more pressure. It's not neurosurgery.
Hmm.
Simply to send more pressure. Like I said, you might have to duplicate what Mike McDonald did. Coaches do it all the time. Players do it. They take stuff from other people's games and pull it to it. Like how many quarterbacks that went to Tom Brady and got, so it's like, it's no wrong, it's no harm in it.
No. All right, so moving on to Lamar. What grade did you give Lamar for the game?
Uh, um, Give him an A. Like I said, went for the interception, be A+. Like I said, 300 yards again, back to back. Everybody, oh, he can't throw for three. Like time and time again, the man threw for three. Only thing he ain't do is throw for 500 yards, and I'm pretty sure that'll come soon. Hopefully, it don't come with that we're down a lot, and he got it throw it. But the man threw for 300 and 400 yards several times. So,
Hmm.
and like I say, he could triple 45 yards, 50 yards, so 340 yards by itself again. Hey, like I said, it would definitely be in place with the little, interception. Being a little, for those who say I don't get on Lamar, I'm getting on it right now.
I think well, I gave him an A+ with the interception because I was one of those people who felt like that was something a play that Mark Andrews should have made. I understand how Lamar threw the ball and how it could have been better, but I also feel like sometimes your pass catchers got to bail your quarterback out because every ball's not going to come to you perfectly. So in that case, I don't put it on Lamar. I feel like he had a great day spreading the ball around, so I gave him an A+.
For sure, and your quarterbacks bail your pass catcher by throwing it, but they only can get it, so it goes hand in hand.
Yeah. And what grade did you give the running backs?
A plus. I mean, come on now, Doug Henry. Oh, 100, 30, 40 yards. I don't know exact numbers, but I know it was over 120 yards. Justice Hill
Hmm.
came rushing, and you counting Lamar rushing, so the rushing game is period A++.
Yeah, that's an A+ as well. And I just put Derrick Henry. Like I've been saying it for a couple of weeks now. It's not too much to say. It's Derrick Henry. What grade do you give the offensive line?
A+. I mean, yeah. Besides Tyler, Lennon one little fucked up snap, and that was just him alone. They played amazing, man. They gave them all time to open up holes. You know,
Hmm.
yeah. So they get A+ for sure.
I gave him an A, not an A+ for the bad snap. But I do feel like we found the right group, the five right men to be on the offensive line. It's just looked well over the past couple of weeks, and they'll get better with more time. So I definitely gave them an A.
And
Like I
they had
said, bad snaps just scare me because
yeah,
if something like that happens in the playoffs, that could lose your game.
in the season, and that's fair, Shannon. And a little nugget about the O line. They had a new O line coach. We forget Joe D died right before the season started. God
Hmm.
rest his soul. So that kind of might have messed with their psyche a little bit. And then hearing calls from somebody else, so we gotta definitely keep that into effect. But
Yeah.
since home there, now they out there mauling people.
And what grade did you give the wide receivers and tight ends?
I gave them an A. Had a hell of a game. Mark Andrews came to life. Zay doing his thing. Bateman starting to play like a first rounder. It took 4 years, but hey, Aguilar.
Stupid.
I'm just saying I gotta see a little bit more. Two good games can't just make me think. Oh shit, yeah, nah, you got
I don't know what we gonna have to win a Super Bowl for you to get off Bateman's back.
nah, because the reason let me tell you why I'm so hard on him. Look at the receivers. I say it every time in his draft class.
Hmm.
Even the later round guys like Omer Ross, St. Brown, and all them. The numbers he put up certainly was good. 3 for 74. Some of them get them. Some of them get that in the first half. But
Yeah, but he's also been hurt, so
that's true. That's why I've been patient. But after a while, you got that we got put your money where your mouth is. But good job, Rashad. So I give them an A overall.
I gave him an A+. I feel like Zay had a day. Bateman and Mark Andrews, they were active. Mark Andrews finally got a touchdown. I feel like everybody added to um the game, like A+. I mean, of course they could be better, but that was a great game from them, from the collective.
You might got to put this as like a little a hashtag Shannon with the cannon. Like hopefully you mean that in a good way. The benefited. You feel me? I'm gonna give you the benefit of doubt on that. Don't work coming up smacking them. So, yeah, I know. I was gone for a show. You know, I got to come back with some gem.
Okay, so moving on to the defense. What grade did you give the defensive line?
Oh, they get an A. It could have been an A plus had they got a little bit more pressure. Stop, and I'm not trying to take nothing away from Jaden Daniels, great quarterback, probably most likely rookie of the year. So he was gonna make his fair share of plays, but they stopped the run. They got what 3 sacks, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
I'll give him an A, but only one A plus because we could have got at least hurried them off his spot a little bit more.
Yeah, and Jaden Daniels, he's legit. I mean, hats off to the Ravens defense for being able to do what they do best with, stopping and containing the run. He really couldn't get out the pocket much in the game. But he did make a lot of veteran decisions and throws that I was very impressed with. I think the Commanders are in great hands with him. And offensive rookie of the year or offense, it, it'll be interesting to see because Khalid, he's starting to wake up. So
Yeah, they play each other in 2 weeks, so whoever won that game and has the better showing, that might seal it.
But I also gave him an A. Same reasons you said. The run game, we got 3 sacks up there. They did their job. They did what we asked of them. Could it always be better? Of course. But overall, they had a good day. And what grade did you give the linebackers?
They did a pretty good job. I get them an A. This is the first time they given them an A all year. Even in other wins,
Hmm.
they covered their zones pretty well. They stopped the run. Most of the stuff we gave up in the passing game was on these DBs, literally the DBs. Like Ertz didn't have a great game or whatever tight end they got. They didn't like they were attacking
Hmm.
first, but they ain't really kill us an intermediate. So yeah, they get an
I gave him a B. And it's not anything negative. I agree with everything you just said. The reason why I'm giving him a B is because I feel like Van Noy and Owe has kind of been MIA over the past couple of weeks. Started the season off strong, made us feel like we didn't have to worry about the pass rush. But I feel like lately they haven't been in on any of that action. So that's why I gave them a B. But they did have a good day as well.
The reason why they probably why that's probably why they're not getting as much sacks. Offensive coordinator now got that tape. They like 53. We gotta make sure he blocked. At 99, he's a freak of nature coming off the edge. We gotta make sure he's
And
blocked.
that's how you separate okay, good, and great.
That's true. That is true.
You know?
Because Miles Garrett and TJ Watt and all you can game plan with them all you want. They still won't right shot, but you're right.
Yeah. So what grade did you give the DBs?
I did. Fucking did. They couldn't cover nobody. Man, you could have went out there and had 100 yards receiving. Now I'm gonna be nice, D plus, because Kyle Hamilton did make a good hit, so I want to give him a little credit, but D plus. That's the highest I'm going.
I just gave them a C. I don't really have a whole lot to say about that group. They have issues back there, and that's just me being kind.
For sure, because all the talents back there, if you look at it, we got 3, 4 pros, and and a former All Pro, Eddie Jackson. I was like, what's like I said, we can only blame Zach O for so much. So it's like y'all gotta get it together.
Yeah. And special teams, what grade do you give them?
I give them an A. I mean, he made all his field goals, stopped punting the ball really well, even though he didn't punt much. No botch field goals and no big returns given up. So yeah, I can
I say the same thing. Tucker had a perfect game. We had a blocked field goal. I didn't like that we had to go like 90 yards, like on 2 touchdowns. Again, that goes back to what I was saying on Thursday about getting better field position for our offense. But we did score 2 touchdowns on that, so that's more of a testament to the offense. But I'm still giving them an A. I mean, they had a great day. They didn't cost us any points, so they get an A. All right. So moving on to the topics for tonight, and I kind of just mentioned it, saying a testament to our offense. But Justin, do you believe that the Ravens have the best offense in the NFL?
That's a great question. As of right now, no, second best. I gotta give it to the team that's undefeated in Minnesota. I gotta give it to them. For those who like to say we bias and all that, you gotta tune in and watch because we always
Mm-hmm.
critique fairly and justly. Yeah, no, it's the Vikings. but they're definitely number two for sure. For sure. Like I said, they're 5-0, haven't lost. Sam Donald's playing great. Justin Jefferson doing things. So I gotta give it to them. But there's definitely the Ravens at two for sure.
I don't even know where I would rank them, but I am going to say no to that question. I do feel like over the past 2 weeks, for sure, we've stepped up. As a whole, and we've won in different ways in the passing game. Like in a Bengals game, we were forced to pass the ball, and the guys made plays. In this game, we came out the gate passing the ball. I mean, like I said, Zay had a day he was eating from the beginning. I just feel like there are certain games where they're MIA. Like we talked about Bateman. We'll have games where somebody might have a breakout game, then the next week they barely get 20 yards. So the most important thing right now is consistency. I feel like we're becoming more balanced. We're passing, we're running the ball, we're keeping defenses honest. And as long as we have Zay performing like that, and then Mark Andrews getting involved, it makes it easier for everyone else to then get involved and be active because now they have like the defense has players they have to watch, which then opens up the box. Like you're not going to stack the box as much if you got to worry about these guys out here. So again, I'm gonna say no. They just need to be more consistent right now. But they can be. They have everything they need to be that. But right now, no.
Well said.
All right. So speaking about the offense and what they may need or what they need to do you think that it's a necessity right now to add a wide receiver, or would you rather have a defensive addition?
That's a good question. I thought about this when you posted it. Right now, everybody will probably lean defense to how it look, but me, I'm looking at the big grand scheme of things.
Hmm.
I would like both, but so I gotta pick one. I mean, you're the, I mean, so you the
Yeah,
one.
either or. Right now, I mean, it would be great if we could do both.
I'm just saying both, but but to be fair, my first answer is both because, like I said,
Hmm.
both. Can you like receivers playing good, but we know when that time come when the playoffs come, some guys stage get you big for 'em. I think Zay would be good because now because even that when he made his mistakes, he still was making plays. He wasn't making mistakes and not playing well. So it's a difference. So I don't know if Rashad Bateman's ready to do it on the big stage yet. To be honest with you,
Hmm.
so I'd say yeah, get a receiver for now because pass rush I think they'll get better. You brought in Yannick and Gotway, so you already kind of did bring in a pass rusher. What we always done is we'll slow it up that side of the ball and we'll still, I'm just saying, knock on wood, lose 17-10. You feel me? It's like, this not 2000 when you're going to pitch shutouts. So I say get a receiver for sure because at least you can never go wrong with scoring more points. You can never go wrong with scoring more points. And like I said, far as going, because think about if you, I just say, because Devontae Adams gone now. You had DeAndre Hopkins. He's gonna get him when he fit. He's gonna block. He's gonna get up and catch the ball. Now it just makes your offense more deadly. Cause now Zay gonna get one on ones. Bateman gonna get one. Now Bateman gonna get a team's third and fourth corner instead of a second corner.
Hmm.
Helps us out even more. Now Andrews are likely gonna get linebackers and stuff like that. So it's definitely say receiver because like I said, we gonna probably have been that bad. I'd rather win now 35-21 than to lose 17-10. That's just me. So I'm gonna say receiver for that reason.
You make a lot of good points. And I also felt the same way. Like I was like, oh, like you really could make an argument for both, why both are needed. And because you made the argument for the offense, I'll just say this. I feel like we've seen glimpses of what this offense can be. And I talked about it before that the wrong wide receiver with the wrong mindset can mess up the team's chemistry. But when you mentioned like D Hop, like when we talked about it earlier, I told you like if it was between him and Adams, he was who I would prefer for everything you just said. So when you say, if you say to me he's the guy we're going to add, then I'm like, let's do it,
They
right?
both have been here last year. Remember things Arizona was trying to tax us, so it
Yeah.
didn't work out. Then we had signed Odell. So
So if he's the guy, yes, yes, over defense, right? But I've seen people talking about like Mike Williams from the Jets. No, like I don't feel like adding him is gonna
I
You
like
know,
Big Mike, but not for one, can't stay healthy. It's
it's
just
not going to change life for the Ravens offense at this point. If you're going to make a move for a wide receiver, it got to be somebody like D Hop. I'm sorry.
impact
Like,
impactful.
yeah, especially when you look around, even with the moves we talked about this off camera, but the moves that two other AFC teams made just today, like that can impact us when it comes to the playoffs. So when you look around the league, and somebody made a good point on ESPN, you got to do certain things so that Kansas City don't do it. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to think about that too. So my answer is it depends on who, because I'm changing it as we're talking because I felt like it was both, like it could be both, and I was going to lean more to the defense. But your argument makes me feel like if it could be D Hop, I would say go for D Hop because, like you said, he's going to instantly change the coverage that every other receiver gets, open things up for the tight ends. That makes the offense even more deadly. And like I said, that's who I wanted over Adams anyway. But just to make the point for the defense, I do feel like they need help. And I was going back and forth earlier, like, do they need help up front or do they need more help on the back end? And I saw that we added Yannick to the 53-man roster, so that goes to show that's going to be help up front. He'll get more snaps. We'll have a deeper rotation. But that back end, it's like they need to start rotating guys out, like, because I like us like they're going to become a liability. And if we can't adapt the bend don't break mentality defensively, we're going to be in for some trouble. Like you can want to go into games and say let's win some high scoring games, but that's putting a whole lot of pressure on our offense. And I feel like guys need to be held accountable. Like it's time for the defense to figure it out. Figure it out. Whatever the issue may be, they need to figure it out because right now they don't look good. And I know it's not the players. Like I know it's not the talent level. You know what I mean? Like I know they not sorry, but it's like and it's more or less it's safety play. If you want to be frank,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
safety play.
And Brandon Stevens too, but go ahead.
Well, Brandon Stevens, the thing
Pu-
about Brandon Stevens is I don't necessarily he be right there on his man. It's like technique sometimes with him. Like, no, he's not doing what he was doing last year. No. But the safety stand out to me more than he do in a sense.
No, for sure. They giving it please. At least he giving up stuff where he right there can make a tackle. Him, he
Yeah,
just
like he's still making his tackles. They just catching the ball.
he just got to turn around and get his head right. Like Dion said it years ago. People 95% of DBs play not to get beat instead of trying to play make a play. He said they just turn their freaking head around, they'll get a bunch of picks. He said because they just so scared.
Hmm.
Like he just say, you talk if you communicate with your safety, you won't give up big play. Like I told you last time. If I'm gonna jump this route, you gotta have my back like Cal Hamilton did and blow a receiver up.
So John Harbaugh said something because they asked about I don't remember which player. I don't even want to say the wrong name. I forgot who they asked him about in this press conference. It might have been Brandon Stevens, or it might have been Marcus. But he was basically saying that they really the Ravens philosophy is more or less like leaving the cornerbacks out on the island where they don't really give them a whole lot of help, right? And I don't think that's smart to do if you don't have the players to do that with.
It's not smart to even
We
do it
can
if you got
feel like Marlon Humphrey is a lockdown cornerback. But I said this a couple of weeks ago when me and you we were talking about the Bengals game, and this was the preview for the Bengals game, and you were saying how should they defend T Higgins and Chase, and I'm like that needs to be a collective effort, not just saying you take him and you take him. Like all of y'all need to be in on it together because that's how great they are. So my thing with John Harbaugh is I don't have a problem with philosophies, right? But I just feel like sometimes every week you got to do something different because you have a different opponent every week. Some weeks you might need to have some help, or you might have a cornerback that needs more help than another cornerback because the way y'all going about it right now is just not working. So at some point you got to change it.
I'm gonna say this to elaborate what you said. What I was saying with that is, yeah, everybody definitely need to have a designated man because Brandon Stevens should not be covering nobody's number one. He's not number one corner. I just think that's stupid. Except for it's cool to do it here and there, but for 90% of the game, I don't like it.
Hmm.
Still have everybody have a designated guy to cover and still have your two safeties over the top. Keep everything in front of us. I don't give a shit if they catch a slant. Who cares? They just make the tackle.
Right.
No, they're gonna
Yep.
get yards. They're not gonna hold nobody 0 yards out there. That's just not gonna fucking happen. but I'm not
Mhm.
gonna keep everything in underneath. Then I got linebackers. They're gonna come underneath and make plays, but piggyback when you said putting pressure on the offense, like I don't think we're putting pressure on because this offense is. If we want to be technically honest, they're the reason why we haven't won another Super Bowl. If you look at
Who's the
all
reason why?
yeah, look, I'm about to break it down to you. You understand? All the playoff losses, we didn't score no more than 14 to 17 points. We're going since Lamar's been here, and like I said,
Mhm.
and he got to take some of that. Anybody know I'm a Lamar? I'm a Lamar apologist, but I gotta be honest. The Chargers game, rookie, all right, whatever. Some of it was Monty Morning Wayne, whatever, but 17 points nonetheless. The Titans, 12 points. That's probably the only game the defense in the playoffs played bad because they couldn't stop Derrick Henry or and Tannehill had a day. They gave up 28 points. That's the most points they given up since Lamar's been the quarterback on defense in the playoff game.
Mhm.
The Titans 20-13. Lose to the Bills 17-3. Remember, and that 7 came off the offense throwing a pick six. The defense only gave up 10. That was with Stephon Diggs and Allen. They was playing great that year.
Mhm.
Uh, next year in or the next year we missed the playoffs because when Lamar got hurt. 2022, the infamous Tyler Huntley Air Bud play. Defense really gave up 17. Another 7 points come off the offense. Offense only scored 17 points. And then last year, yeah, they put up 34 against the Texans, which is great. And then played Chiefs when they put up 10. So we have had more shown for the offense only putting up 10, less than 20 points than they did. So I think it's time for them to, in the playoffs consistently put up at least 28 to 30 points. And our defense, I mean, how many years our defense, we had pressure on our defense to stop teams. Shit, we won our first Super Bowl strictly off of that special team and some big plays here and there on offense. So I have no problem with the offense carrying the load for once.
Well, that's if they can carry the load. I mean, you said it yourself. You just talked about Bateman and what you need to see more from him.
Yeah,
You
for
know,
sure.
so that goes for everyone. And as far as the defense is concerned, um, like this is the thing about the offense and why it becomes an issue in the playoffs. Losing in the playoffs is one thing. I always say losing is one thing. How you lose is another thing. All of these Ravens teams, all these Lamar led Ravens teams, you come in the regular season, you're really making teams look foolish more times than you're not. We've
Right.
been number one. As long as he's been healthy, we've been like the number one seed in the AFC or a top team in the AFC, right? And then you get into the playoffs and you can't do nothing. Your offense doesn't even look remotely same to what it did in the regular season. So the same way you say Bateman got to show you more, I feel the same way about the offense. I in week 6 right now, I can't say it's about time the offense carries in the playoffs when they haven't done that. So I want them to keep getting better. Like I said, they've shown glimpses, but I don't know if I think they've shown that they can battle. They can go back and forth and do a Bengals type of game if they have to. But in the playoffs, I don't know because, like you said, some people asses get tight. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
yeah.
so because we always depend on the defense, defense is the Baltimore way. I feel like the defense needs that's what needs to improve. Like the offense can improve and do what they're going to do, but if Baltimore don't have a defense that like you can't do something, like that's why I'm saying I don't mind the bend don't break mentality if that's what they go with because even with that you're still keeping them out of the red zone.
Yeah, and that's true. And that's why I got 2 points to this, and you can go to the other topic, but with the Russian record. Um, like I said, y'all ain't see me for a show, so I just had to get out my stuff. Think about that's why I say get a receiver because that helps out now, and a guy who's played in big playoff games, DeAndre Hopkins, so that
Yeah.
helps out. Now he not gonna be as nervous. He's gonna help the other guys be calm. Now they don't got to now Bateman don't gotta be the guy. Like I said, he'll still make his play, and they ain't gonna get a lesser time in the corner. And then
Hmm.
2012, like I said, our defense wasn't all that great. They played better in the postseason, but each game Joe Flacco put up what 24 against the Colts, 38 against the Broncos, 28 against the Patriots, and he put up 34 in the Super Bowl. So every game in the postseason, they put up at least 28 points. So
Yeah, and we had some duds on that team.
yeah, yeah,
So we can
yep.
hope for we can
We
hope
got
for
some
D Hop.
dogs now.
We can hope for D Hop, right? Because that would change everything. That changes everything if you get a wide receiver like that.
Right.
And do we have duds on the team now? Yeah, but do they consistently show up? No. You know what I mean? Like when you in comparison to other teams, and like I seen somebody talking about the Eagles and getting AJ Brown back and what that means for that offense. Like the Ravens don't have a wide receiver that's like that yet. Can Zay Flowers be that? Absolutely. He can grow into become that. We want Bateman to be better, but I think that D Hop would definitely just it would just set it over the edge, honestly, all around.
Carson need to be on the phone now with Tennessee. Like, man, I give y'all third or fourth.
Yeah,
And
like what you want. I would be talking for real. Like, what do you want? All right, so our last topic for today. In Sunday's game, Lamar passed, I believe it was Cam Newton, for second on the all-time rushing as the all-time rushing leader for quarterbacks. Now Mike Vick is the only one that's in front of Lamar, and Lamar needs 449 yards to pass Mike Vick. Do you think he's going to accomplish that this season?
absolutely. We got what? 12 games left? 11 games left?
11. Mm-hmm.
That's fucking 30, 40 yards a game. Come on now, Shannon. Roughly 40 yards a game. Yes, he's going to shatter that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Shatter that shit. He front round go for front round. What 440? He front round get 600 or something crazy like that. He's going to shatter that. He already broke one big record. Russian ring going to be breaking up. But yes, that's about. He's going to do that shit without any try.
Yeah, I agree. I said it's doable. I mean, he only has to average about 40
Oh,
a game over the next 11 games. He can get that and more than that in a game. So he can probably do it in less games than the 11 that we have left. And it's pretty cool because he'll accomplish it
how
in
many
less
rushing yards he
games.
have right now? Shannon, I'm about to try to find
How many
his
rushing yards
rushing.
do Lamar have?
Yeah.
You looking it up? You mean for on a season or all together?
On the season.
Mm.
Because he might get another 1,000 yard rushing season.
He's trending towards that because I saw it earlier. 403.
Yeah, he could possibly get another 1,000 yard season.
Yeah, he got 403.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he definitely a shattering. But go ahead.
But no, that's what I was saying. I just think it'll be pretty cool that he's going to accomplish that in less games than Vic did. So yeah, I think he's going to do it.
Yeah, well, that's we adjourned on that. Everyone, great show as usual, Shannon. Great topics. I'm back, everybody. Mother Nature can't keep me now for long. What I'm about to say. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Oh yeah, Shannon, anything you want to say before we wrap this up?
I do. This is something we were kind of touching on this, talking about the defense and things they need to work on and get done. And I feel like something that doesn't get mentioned enough among fans, at least, is all of the losses that we've taken this off season. A lot of people have been down on Zach Orr. You know, we even had a topic just last week asking, is he in over his head as defensive coordinator? We talk about losing Mike McDonald as our defensive coordinator, but I think that we forget that we also lost a lot of different position coaches who also went on to be defensive coordinators and other for other teams. Um, the Titans' current defensive coordinator was our secondary coach
Yeah,
last year,
Wilson. Yeah,
and they currently have the number one secondary in the league, right? So if
Jerry
you
Sneed.
think
Yeah,
losing somebody like that doesn't impact like right now our secondary is an issue, if you think that doesn't impact your secondary, you have another thing coming. So I'm saying all that to say I do think that we need to continue to give Zach Orr grace, because not only did we lose a defensive coordinator, but we lost a lot of position coaches that added to the success of our defense, particularly last year. And that's a lot of knowledge that left the building. So those are adjustments that have to be made. Everybody have different philosophies, and it's something right now that the team is trying to figure out how to overcome. Let's just be happy that through 6 weeks with us trying to figure it out, that we're 4-2, and let's just hope that they improve. But I think that I don't, like I said, I don't see it mentioned a lot about the losses that we took this off season. Those coaches leaving a bigger impact than any player, like let's just say Patrick Queen or Geno Stone, and no disrespect to them, but I'm just saying them because those are guys that people have saying the Ravens defense is different. But what about the coaches we lost? So that's just the point I wanted to make.
That's true. And then Anthony Weaver too, defensive line coach.
Hmm.
With Miami now, defensive coordinator. So that helped. That law hurts as well. But Geno Stone and Patrick Quinn are not doing shit with their current team anyway. But
No.
that's
But
good.
a lot of talking heads were saying that you like, oh, the Ravens, they lost a lot on defense. And I'm like, yeah, but a lot of that is coaching.
Yeah,
That's the bigger.
the biggest loss personnel wise, we all know that was Clowney. But the other two, okay, whatever. Everybody, like I said, great show. Make sure you like, subscribe, tune into the MLB playoffs. I think they're in the conference series now. Check that out.
Hmm.
NBA preseason that's on. WNBA playoffs I think is on, and then hockey's back on too. Um, no, I'm about to say like, subscribe. Make sure y'all trade. You know that means talk Ravens all day, every day. I'm your host Justin P. From my MVP billionaire co-host Miss Shannon Finch. We'll see y'all Thursday for the preview of the Monday night game versus the Bucks. Steve will be back on here. We love y'all guys. Have an amazing Tuesday night. We out.
Good night. Bye, Justin.
Bye, Shannon.